Hi, I'm Melanie McQuaid, and this is my 3-month update on my injury recovery. 3 months ago today, I dislocated my foot. It kind of went that way off my leg in an awkward step down off my bike, and I sustained a trimalleolar fracture, which required a plate and a bunch of screws. Those were all removed yesterday, minus one screw that I believe I managed to break at swim practice, probably the day before surgery, which was my first fast swim that I've done since this happened. And I think I just came into the wall too hard and I managed to push off too hard, and I think that dorsiflexion kind of got the screw, but it's fine. Half the screw stays in, the other half came out, and the rest of the stuff came out, so that is going to be fine. I'm very happy to have Dr. Brent Weatherhead sort of on my team because he took all that stuff out a month ahead of time, which means I'm going to be able to start my actual progression to on-land running a month earlier than I had even anticipated, and I believe that means I'm going to have a good chunk of the season left this year. I just like to thank Dr. Weatherhead, and I like to thank Dr. Jamie Grimes and physiotherapist Kate Button, because with their help, I believe at this point, starting my run recovery for real, I'm 100% riding, I'm 100% swimming, and now it's just going to be getting my impact resistance back for running, because I think I have a solid motor to develop that with. So thank you very much to that medical team. They've been so great and so committed to getting me back. I'm just so thankful. I'm also very thankful to have my coach Kelly Guest, because there were some really hard moments during this where I was really frustrated, because this is not an easy injury. It took a long time, and well, I'm sure any injury is really tough, but this was the toughest one I've ever sustained, and so it was really good to have him and his perspective to help me get through this and make the most of the time that I was spending being injured, to learn, to grow, and to be a better athlete. Similarly, my boyfriend Mike had to manage not only athlete Mel, but also just like personal Mel, and me figuring out sort of what does this injury mean, and what does that mean for me as a person. And my family and friends for helping me keep perspective and recognize that there's so much more of life that I have going on, and that is going on around me, and it's really great for me to be able to reconnect with a lot of stuff outside of racing, and find some other meaningful ways to contribute to my sport and to my community and to my friends and to my life. So that was really great. Moving forward, I do have a season, which is exciting, and you know, the point of continuing racing for me is I think that there is still room for me to improve as an athlete, and that's always been my goal, is just to keep racing as long as I keep seeing improvements. And if I'm not improving, then you're done, right? You've reached your potential at that point. And I think that the definition of the age that an athlete can be and be at the top level of the sport is changing, and I believe I'm part of a group of athletes that are starting to redefine what the career age limit is for racing. And so I feel like at this point in my career, there's things that are still improving, and I'd like to prove that you can be at your best or create your best performances after you're 40, because I don't see why it should end if you still find room, places, ways to improve. And I think as women, we are always under all this pressure that, you know, like, your best is always when you're in your 20s and 30s, and I just don't think that's the case. I think you can be smarter, you can actually still improve, particularly in an aerobic sport like Ironman, later in life, and that's kind of why I'm here. Is like, I'm not done, and I don't think that any woman has to say, okay, you know, well, I'm racing for fun now because I'm 40, and I just don't think that that's right. And I think that I'm only going to be the start of a whole new generation of athletes who are going to redefine sort of what is the competitive career for a woman or man, for that matter. And you know, I might just be one of the first ones who are, you know, considered maybe sort of an outlier at this point, but in the future, I think it's going to be pretty normal to be a professional athlete. in your 40s. So that's my goal, and I'm looking forward to getting back to races, and I'm looking forward to showing that that is a realistic sort of expectation of myself. And for now, the main thing is to ensure that my return to running is thoughtful and conservative, because getting that impact resistance back does take some time, and there's no point getting another dumb injury on top of my very traumatic injury. So it will be a slower progression, but we've actually documented the whole process, starting from non-weight bearing to partial weight bearing to full weight bearing, and then just all the sort of steps as you progress in your weight bearing run training in a bunch of videos. Kelly and I have done this, and we'll be releasing those soon. So if you're also coming back from an injury, it may not be as bad as mine, you may not have as big a setback, but there are some things that you can do to ease the process back to full run form, and I'm hoping that those videos will help you. So those will be coming out soon, and for now, thank you very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who sent such words of encouragement. It's really great to have that, and to have my sponsors still behind me while I'm going through the first major injury of my career. And as much as this experience has been positive, I think getting back to racing is going to be much more positive. So I'll look forward to seeing you there.